Would you like to know if you are a female Sigma? Let's dive in. Today, we're going to explore a lesser-known archetype of personality, the Sigma female. These are women who march to the beat of their own drum, who are introverted, self-reliant, and independent. They're often misunderstood, but they're not bothered by it. They're perfectly content to carve their own path through life, away from the limelight. Now, we're going to delve into 10 characteristics that, if you possess, might just mean you're not a Sigma female. Some of these might make you chuckle, others might make you nod in agreement, and a few might just have you questioning your self-perception. But remember, it's all in good fun, and for a deeper understanding of this intriguing personality type. So are you ready to learn more about the enigmatic Sigma female? Stay tuned if you want to understand more about Sigma females. Firstly, a Sigma female does not seek validation from others. Now, this isn't to say that she doesn't appreciate a compliment or two, but her sense of self-worth isn't tied to others' opinions. A Sigma female is like a self-sustaining ecosystem, constantly nurturing her own growth and development. She's the type to wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, and say, "Hey, I'm pretty awesome." And she genuinely believes it. Not because someone told her so, but because she knows her value. It's a kind of confidence that's built from within, not borrowed from external sources. She doesn't need a crowd to applaud her every move, or a constant stream of likes on social media to feel good about herself. She is her own biggest cheerleader and harshest critic, all rolled into one. She sets her own standards and lives up to them, not because she has to, but because she wants to. In essence, Sigma females validate themselves. Secondly, Sigma females are not social butterflies. Now, this doesn't mean they're antisocial or dislike people. It's just that they tend to favor the calm and tranquility of solitude over the hustle and bustle of social gatherings. They're the type to enjoy a good book on a rainy afternoon, or a quiet walk in the park over a noisy party or crowded event. Sigma females understand the value of their alone time. They cherish those moments of solitude where they can recharge, reflect, and pursue their interests without distractions. It's in these quiet moments that they often find their creativity and inspiration. They might not be the life of the party, but this doesn't mean they can't socialize or enjoy company. They simply prefer meaningful, one-on-one interactions over superficial small talk. And remember, for Sigma females, being alone is not a sign of loneliness. Quite the opposite. It's a cherished state of solitude. Being alone is not loneliness for Sigma females. It's solitude. Thirdly, Sigma females are not people pleasers. Now, this doesn't mean they're rude or dismissive. Far from it. Sigma females radiate a unique blend of respect and assertiveness. They value authenticity over popularity, choosing to live in accordance with their principles rather than bending to the whims of the crowd. Picture the Sigma female at a party. She's not flipping over tables to get a laugh, or agreeing with everyone just to fit in. No, she's engaging in deep, meaningful conversations, sharing her views without fear of judgment. She's not in the business of molding herself into what others want her to be. Instead, she remains true to herself, knowing that her worth is not determined by the approval of others. And let's be honest, it's quite refreshing in a world full of yes men and yes women, isn't it? Sigma females know their worth and do not bend over backwards for anyone. Fourthly, Sigma females are not materialistic. Now, this doesn't mean they live like monks or shun all worldly possessions. But they do possess a certain detachment from material desires that sets them apart. For Sigma females, life is not about chasing after the latest designer handbag or the shiniest new car. Instead, they value experiences, the thrill of a new adventure, the joy of learning something new, the satisfaction of personal growth. They measure their wealth, not in terms of bank balances and asset portfolios, but in terms of these enriching experiences. To them, the pursuit of wealth is not an end in itself, but merely a means to facilitate these experiences. They do not desire to accumulate wealth or possessions for their own sake, but see them as tools that can be used to enhance their life experiences. For Sigma females, experiences are more valuable than possessions. Fifthly, Sigma females are not attention seekers. In a world where fame and recognition seem to be the be-all and end-all, Sigma females chart a different course. They don't crave the spotlight, nor do they seek validation through likes, shares, or followers. Instead, they prefer to stay in the background, quietly achieving their goals without the need for fanfare or applause. These women find satisfaction in their own achievements, not in the recognition of others. They are the architects of their own life, carefully constructing their reality brick by brick, not needing the applause of a crowd to affirm their success. They are like the silent rivers that carve out majestic canyons over time. Their power and influence might not be immediately apparent, but they have the ability to affect significant change in the long run. Sigma females enjoy their own company and do not need to be in the spotlight. Sixthly, Sigma females are not dependent on others. This means they are the epitome of self-reliance and independence. They don't wait around for someone else to fix their problems. Instead, they roll up their sleeves and tackle the challenge head-on. They're the masters of their own ship, captains of their own destiny. Sigma females don't lean on others for their happiness. They understand that joy comes from within, not from external sources. They are content with their own company, their own thoughts, and their own accomplishments. They don't need anyone else's approval or validation to feel fulfilled. They also don't depend on others for their success. Instead, they carve their own path and create their own opportunities. They are not afraid of hard work and are willing to put in the effort to achieve their goals. They believe in themselves and their abilities, and that's all they need to succeed. Sigma females are self-sufficient and do not need others to thrive. Seventhly, Sigma females are not afraid of solitude. They cherish their own company, embracing the quiet moments where they can reflect and reconnect with themselves. This is not to be mistaken for loneliness, but rather a conscious choice to enjoy solitude. They understand that spending time alone is not a punishment, but a chance for growth and introspection. Sigma females do not feel the need to constantly be surrounded by others. They are perfectly content with their own thoughts, their own dreams, and their own company. This does not mean they shun society or human interaction, but they do not seek it out incessantly either. They are comfortable in their own skin, content in their own headspace, and find tranquility in the silence. They are the masters of their own solitude, using it to fuel their creativity, drive their passions, and shape their world. Sigma females find peace in solitude. Eighthly, Sigma females are not conventional. They dance to their own rhythm, march to their own beat, and follow their own path. They are the ones who challenge societal norms and expectations. They are the ones who question, who probe, who dissect the status quo. They don't fit into the conventional boxes society tries to put them in. They are the pioneers, the innovators, the trailblazers. Their unique way of thinking and living may seem offbeat to some, but to them, it's their norm, their truth. They believe in living authentically, and if that means going against the tide, they do it with grace and conviction. They don't let societal pressures shape their identity or dictate their life choices. They value their own judgment above all else. They are independent thinkers, unafraid to stand alone, and unapologetically themselves. Sigma females are unique in their own way and do not conform to societal norms. Ninthly, Sigma females are not superficial. That's right, folks. They're not the type to be swayed by glitz and glamour. Instead, they value the essence of things, the core, the heart, the real substance. They're not drawn to the shiny exterior, but rather what's beneath the surface. Take relationships, for instance. A Sigma female doesn't care if you're the life of the party or the most popular person in the room. What they really care about is your character, your values, your soul. They're attracted to authenticity, not artifice. And it's not just about people. Even when it comes to material possessions, they don't care for the brand or the price tag. It's all about functionality and necessity. A Sigma female would rather have a reliable, sturdy car than a flashy, expensive one that's all show and no go. In a world that often prioritizes surface over substance, Sigma females beg to differ. Sigma females look for depth and substance, not superficiality. Lastly, Sigma females are not competitive. This might sound surprising in a world where competition is often seen as the key to success. But for Sigma females, it's a different ballgame. They are not interested in getting into a rat race or striving to outdo others. Instead, they quietly move towards their own goals, focusing on their personal growth and development. They understand that life is not a sprint, but a marathon. And in this marathon, they are their own competitors. They strive to be better versions of themselves rather than trying to be better than someone else. Their success is not measured by the number of people they surpass, but by the progress they make in their own journey. Sigma females are not driven by the need to prove themselves to others, but by the desire to fulfill their own potential. They believe in cooperative success rather than competitive success. Sigma females are more focused on self-improvement than competition. So, are you a Sigma female? As we journeyed through this enlightening exploration, we unpacked some key characteristics that define a Sigma female. She doesn't seek validation, but rather values her own opinion above all. She's not a social butterfly, preferring the company of her thoughts to crowded spaces. She's not a people pleaser, and she doesn't bend over backwards to appease others. She's not materialistic, finding more worth in experiences and relationships than in physical possessions. She's not an attention seeker. Instead, she values authenticity over popularity. She's not dependent on others. She values her self-reliance and independence. She's not afraid of solitude. In fact, she thrives in it. She's not conventional. She follows her own path, not the one laid out by society. She's not superficial. She values depth in all aspects of life. Lastly, she's not competitive. She's more focused on self-improvement than comparison. Remember, being a Sigma female is about being true to yourself and not conforming to societal norms. It's about valuing your own company and being self-reliant and independent.